All right, and then the other story from that final table was when Norman Chad, the ESPN announcer, made those comments about you. They said something during the broadcast, but what was your reaction to that?
I was really caught off guard. I wasn't really expecting it, but I mean, I can understand from Norman's perspective that, you know, he's in the media, he feels like it needs to be said, but I don't think he really understands the situation, and I wish he would have gone into more detail and explained it. I mean, what I did was absolutely 100% wrong. But a lot of other professional players like Michael Mizrachi and Gavin Smith have come out and publicly said that not only did they do the same thing themselves, but they didn't even realize it was wrong.
Well, totally, a lot of people.
Yeah, and you know what's really important to me is like guys like, for example, Eric Lindgren when he busted me at the final table, he came up to me and said, "You're the future of poker." And you know, guys like Daniel Negreanu and Barry Greenstein, you know, they have so much respect for me, and you know that's what matters to me. That you know, I play with these guys live poker every single day, and if they respect me, that's what really matters to me.
Makes sense. All right, let's talk about Bodog a little bit. You signed with them in May, officially, right?
Yep.
All right. You know, it's funny because a lot of successful players, they wait so long to get a deal. I mean, they've waited years and years, and sometimes it doesn't happen for them. What do you think was different for you?
Well, Matt Palmer, for starters. He helped me out a lot. But, you know, I've been with Bodog for even longer than I had that deal. When I made my first my first WSOP final table, you know, I was wearing a Bodog patch for that. And I've also known David Williams, Evelyn Ng, even Josh Aryeh for years and years, so I think that really helped out too.
Well, you're lucky.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a great fit from the start.
All right, well, you donate 5% of your tournament winnings every time, right? Is it to SENS Research?
It's SENS, Strategies for Engineered Negligible Senescence.
All right, now tell me a little bit about that.
Basically, a lot of people think I'm like crazy for endorsing this charity, but basically, I feel that it's the future of medicine. They're trying to apply, you know, basically they're researching ways to end aging. I mean, it kills more people any year than anything else. Pretty much everything else combined doesn't kill as many people as aging. Mm-hmm. And they've had a lot of success in mice and flatworms, and they've gotten mice to live 5 times their maximum lifespan, worms to live 10 times their maximum lifespan. And so the science is there. It's just a matter of transferring it over to humans.
Right. So how did you figure this out or get involved in this thing?
Let's see, how far back do I want to start? Okay. There's a band, Our Lady Peace, who I love. They have an album called Spiritual Machines, which is based off of the book The Age of Spiritual Machines by Ray Kurzweil. So after listening to that album, I bought the book, and the book is about basically how technology increases at an exponential rate. Like, a quick summary of what that means is look at the year 1900 and try to tell the people that lived then we're going to have computers and the internet and cars and all this crazy stuff.
Right.
There's no way they would have believed it. And if you tell the same people, you know, reasonable predictions about the year 2100, no one today would believe it. It's just,
of course,
totally ungraspable because there's just going to be some amazing stuff happening.
Right. So when do you think that this aging thing is just going to happen? How many years?
SENS is basically predicting to have it like fully marketable by roughly 2030. Mm-hmm. And, you know, obviously that's so far off, it's kind of hard to pinpoint an exact date. Mm-hmm. But the thing that's really amazing about it is even if this technology only increases your lifespan by 20 or 30 years.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but what's really interesting is what happens in those 20 or 30 years is that more technologies are going to come out. And eventually we're going to get to the point where your average lifespan is basically increasing by more than 1 year every single year.
Wow. Sounds pretty cool. All right, Justin, we asked David Williams the same question. Why do Magic players find success in poker? It seems like it always happens. Well,
first of all, there are hundreds of thousands of Magic players, maybe even millions, I don't even know. And they're not all going to have success. It's more like, it's not that learning Magic makes you successful at poker. It's kind of that Magic is a litmus test. If you're smart enough and analytical enough to be good at Magic, then you can be good at poker. And it's the same thing like chess, backgammon, bridge. You have all these poker players coming from backgrounds in those because it's really, you know, critical thinking, analytical thinking, all of that really applies directly to poker as well.
All right, makes sense. You had an interesting quote in an interview a while back where you said, the bigger goal for you than moving up in stakes is being proficient in all the games. Now, I know this doesn't go with most of the players that are young anyway. They look at it like playing bigger and bigger is better. What motivates you in poker?
One thing that really means a lot to me is just respect and being able to sit down in any game. And also, I talk strategy with a lot of people, and I want to be able to discuss it on like a reasonable level. And there's almost this motivation to me that just actually being good is just a lot more important to me than any of the standard measures of success, such as tournament wins or, cash game winnings. I just really want to be as good as I possibly can.
Right. So how did you move up in levels? Were you always really good with bankroll management?
Yeah, I started with a couple $100, and I played 50 cent a dollar limit hold'em. And I remember I did have one stint where I played 3-6 limit off of a $200 bankroll, and that's probably the most reckless thing I've done in my entire career in terms of bankroll management.
And that's pretty good.
Yeah, and so for the most part, I just really slowly moved up in stakes.
All right, earlier this year you moved to Las Vegas from LA, and at one point you did say that LA, you called it the perfect city. How's the transition been for you?
The thing that's made it so much easier is Panorama Towers. That's like the mecca of the poker world. I know 40 or 50 people that live there. So, I instantly felt right at home moving in there. I just go downstairs, I'm at my friend's place, and it's perfect. Like a big frat house. You guys all get together and play Magic or poker? Yeah, we do. Really? They have these conference rooms that are meant for business meetings and stuff. And so, of course, we rent it out and play Magic. They have racquetball, too. Do you ever play? No, I should. It's so hard. I suck at it, but I have so much fun doing it. I'm the worst. I got hit in the head really hard. Terrible. All right, within 3 years of playing Magic, you traveled the world, become one of the best players in the world, and now at 22, you're one of the most well-respected players in poker. How do you explain it? Blind luck? No. No? If I had to pick one specific thing, it's that I've been extremely lucky to have some very talented friends. And I've kind of been a bit of a leech, hanging out with a friend for 2 months, picking his brain completely, and then moving on to the next friend. That's mean. Well, I give back too. Obviously, these guys are learning from me too. And, I'm still friends with them. It's not like I ditch them and never talk to them again. But yeah, really just some of the most talented, brilliant poker players in the world that I've learned from, and it's really helped me out. Who do you respect the most? I can't even answer that. It would just be offending too many people that I really respect. Yeah. There's just so many. All right, I'll skip that one then. All right, in a past interview, you said you plan on playing poker full-time for maybe another 3 to 5 years. Why the timetable? That's just, sometimes you're asked a question, you have to come up with some kind of answer. It could be a year and a half, it could be 20 years. I really don't know, but, that's my best guess. Yeah, but you're not sure that you'll be a poker player for your whole life? I'm pretty sure I'll always love poker, and I'll always play the World Series main event, for example, but I don't know if I'll ever want to become a huge multi-billionaire or whatever. Right. You can't really do that in poker. Right. I'm not really sure what I want 20 years from now, All right, Justin, thank you. Thanks a lot for having me. Thanks.